Hey, happy Sunday to y'all. Hope you guys are doing well. I am doing okay. It hasn't been the best of days for me today. The first thing that happened, we'll get to this guy in a minute, but, getting this car ready as a Anthony Alfredo Speedy Cash. This thing's pretty much ready to go. I pre-painted a lot of areas and kind of ready to start decaling this puppy, and I was working another one, and you see what happens sometimes, right? Check that out. You're like, what the heck happened, Doug? So yeah, beautiful, huh? I forgot a step. And this is what happens sometimes when you forget a step. So what I typically do before I paint my Model Masters or Testers paints is I'll paint it with a Rust-Oleum primer or just the Rust-Oleum flat white. And after I do that, right, like this, I'll then put a coat or two of the Pledge Floor Care sealer on it. And after I do that, I'll paint it, which is what I did with this one. Came out near perfect. I mean, just near perfect paint job. One of my best ones. Well, I don't know. Whoops, sorry about that. I don't know what I was thinking, but I forgot to do that on this one. And so this was the painted right over top of the Tester's flat white, and it just, you can see what it does, right? It just blisters, and yeah, I mean, crazy ugly. So back to the stripping solution for that one. I've been doing this for coming up on 12 years now, and I make mistakes. So if you guys are starting off, fret not. You'll make mistakes too. The other mistake I made, and this was not good. You can see my attempt to cut my thumb off. I was actually, I'm trying to eat better, or at least eat more avocados and drink lemon water and eggs, that kind of stuff, and walnuts and the like. But I was cutting up an avocado and proceeded to do a number on my thumb there. So that's been pretty sore today. So it hasn't been the best of days. I am working this Ryan Preece Tide Power Pods, number 37. And so far, so good. I'm not too disappointed. I knew I was going to have a problem here, right? You can see, and we've talked about the Chevys before, you can see how this just juts out, and it's just not enough decal there to cover that space right there below this side window. But, you get the microsole on here, and this puppy spreads out nicely, and it covered the gap I had back here. I had that white gap showing through here on this corner, and so I'm pretty happy with that, all things considering. This front area is not the best. You can see the Goodyear's kind of a little bit to the left. I'd like it to be over here. But this is what happens sometimes when I keep saying this is that tri-state area between the hood decal and the bumper and this. It just doesn't always line up very nicely. And so what I actually did was I cut out, I cut this piece out separately from the rest of this decal, okay? So, and I'll do it again here. But I actually cut I cut this part out separately where the NASCAR race car logo is. But then you just cut right along here. And so you have this shaped piece here that you can move and adjust to get into position, right? So I can do that here on this side, and then I'll be able to put this in place, and then that way the rest of this piece here, this blue all the way back here, can then be moved to where it needs to be for that area. And you know, if I have a little bit of a larger gap here, like I do, as you can see, right? See this gap between the orange and the blue, and the orange and the blue here? You know, it's tight here, but it's a little wider here. And that's because, you know, you have to open it up. And so this little NASCAR race car logo has a little bit of orange attached to it. You can see how it's kind of like that. And so I had to attach the orange with the rest of this so that there's no gap there. So to fill that in, so it's a little bit to the left more than I'd like to. You can see where it doesn't hit up with where the blue is. You can see where I cut right there between here and here. So that gap is there. But, you know, that's what happens sometimes, right? When you're working these customs, you have to kind of, it's not always a perfect fit. You kind of have to move things around, trim things, and work it the best that you can, so that, you know, you end up with the best product that you can at the end of the day. It's not always nice and easy applying these things to the die-cast body. So I'll work that here later. So what else I got going? You can see this guy in the background working this. This is the 2013 Monster for Kyle Busch, and it's these stickers here, right here. I really don't like working with stickers, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I have them thanks to, you know, some of you guys passing them over to me. But I don't think I've ever ordered them, and I probably never will from Mr. Pato. So, but you know, it's going on pretty well. I do have this little Monster Energy, and the Y is kind of in no man's land here. So I'm going to have to probably trim that off. And the reason, you know, I couldn't really put this piece, cut this piece off separately because it's integrated, right? The Monster, the R is integrated with this design. And so I couldn't adjust this because it's here. And then, you know, because normally I would move that up and over a little bit so I could fit the energy on this back corner. But I can't really do that, right? So I'm limited that way. And I hate being limited like that. I just hate it. Yeah, it is what it is. But it's coming along. Other than that, it's coming along pretty good. It's an interesting paint scheme, no doubt about it. I wish I had these decals in water slide, but I'm going to work this other side here a little bit later. Still working on this Matt Kenseth 2006 Bristol win. I got these side decals in place. Interesting, you know, I have to kind of trim on this front here and trim this off and then place it back on. You can see my seam there, but you know, it's not 100% perfect. But I've got to line these up here shortly and get those on. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I had to trim the Carhartt logo because it was too thick to line up here. I didn't get it completely straight across. It didn't look too bad. But so that's coming along. No rush on that. Let's see. Getting ready to put a second coat on this Brad Keselowski car for William. of the chrome, the Rust-Oleum chrome. So looks pretty good. Had a couple little imperfections here on the roof, but again, I put a couple coats of the clear sealer on it before I put that second coat on, and that really helps it adhere good or well. What else I got going? You can see the cars that I'm lining up for my next batch. I gotta redip that one. But Robert, I got these for you. So they're in the works, and I also have your Ryan Blaney Bristol to do. And then Brandon, I've got your Kazgrala Goro. So those three there, and here's my, it's going to be my Ty Gibbs. You can see my directions to myself. The Charlotte Win for 2021, and it's not sponsored. Isn't that interesting? An unsponsored car winning a race. Isn't that awesome? That's awesome. Then I got another one of these Kurt Busch All-Star cars that I'll do. I'll turn this Ross Chastain into that. So, alright guys, so kind of a bummer of a day, to be honest with you. Not happy with my paint job, not happy with my thumb. It's actually really kind of tingly up here, so I think I nicked the nerve, and this is kind of tingly, and so yeah, my wife's going to get me some Neosporin, and I'll put that on there, and hopefully I won't have too many long-term effects there. But it does impact me a little bit as I'm working this hobby, because you want to be able to move around, and bending my thumb, is my left thumb at least, is a little impaired at the moment. So hopefully over the coming weeks we'll be fine. But all right guys, we're getting less than 2 weeks from Christmas. Hope you have a blessed Christmas. We had our church's Christmas program tonight. And I just wanted to show this to you guys. This is probably a track I'll be putting in some of my packages here. But it's a pretty nice little pamphlet. It says The Gift of Jesus. And it talks about Christmas and our greatest need, the greatest invitation. The greatest gift, the greatest invitation, and the greatest promise. And saying, God gave you the gift of Jesus. Have you taken his gift and accepted Jesus as your Savior? Have you accepted the offer of eternal life in him? You must take him. Will you take the gift of Jesus now? I took that gift back when I was 18 years old. And I pray that you guys would take that as well. This is our church here in Woodbridge area. And we have all of our services are live streamed, the morning worship services, evening worship, and Wednesday nights. So if you guys don't have a church and you want to check ours out, you can go online and check it out. And due to the movement now to a lot of churches broadcasting their services, you guys can check out pretty much any church on the web. So anyways, the gift of Jesus, definitely something that gets overshadowed a lot of times around Christmas time. We get caught up in decorations and buying gifts and getting gifts, and sometimes we miss the meaning of things. So pray you guys don't do that this Christmas. So all right guys, we will talk to you soon. God bless.